Yo, what's good, y'all? kingkobra35 here. This is another e-bike adventure from the area of Costa Mesa out to Westminster. It was kind of a crazy night tonight at work, so we'll see what's going on here. All right, we need to wake up and go, please. Wow. Property protection is just like the weirdest job ever for anybody. And that's what I do for like just like a regular living out here right now. And sometimes I'm kicking them out all day long, and sometimes I'm just pretty much having a calm day. Today was pretty wild, I don't know why. So for all you who are just tuning in right now, it was a Wednesday full day tour at my work, I'm serious. And then now I'm going to be going into Thursday pretty shortly. And me doing my regular job, oh boy, you know, it was just something else. This YouTube stuff is just whatever, I guess. I don't know if I'll ever be YouTube famous or whatever. Been on YouTube too long. And been also making music for a long time. Practically almost all my life. And basically this is like the whole thing I wanted to show you guys, you know. And living out here in Orange County all my life, with all the struggles I went through, and how many times that Satan has came into my life, doing different things to me. Just like for today, for like example, and how much a struggle it is to get out of that situation, and still see people out here that are serving the opposite direction of making the world a bad place and making it upset for people. It's very hard out here in Orange County. So, I mean, I work out in Costa Mesa and practically lived out here my whole life between Anaheim, Costa Mesa, and LA, and traveled my life and half for a good 20 years. I am now 50, so half a good 20 years of my life I traveled everywhere. And seeing things happen like this right here, being a person of doing property protection for people and stores and stuff like that for who knows how many years. And it's just crazy. I started doing property protection when I was 18. I got my first gig over at this place in Santa Ana, and did not know who ran the place or anything, and did it voluntarily for the people. And then when I found out who the owners were, it was like no wonder why they were asking me just to come to the store and hang out every single night. You know, protect their property from thieves to whatever's happening on their property. And practically, I didn't get paid at that time for doing any of my job, anything. So all those years I missed out on pay for a while, and then after a certain while, I started getting paid for everything I was doing, and got hired by a company, and you know, started getting paid underneath the table, and then now here I am actually not getting paid underneath the table anymore, and working for a company that's legal to do all the resources I've done in the past for property protection. It's just unreal how much people out here are stuck in that Satan mentality. I even just left the area right now without sending my last report out and said I am going home. I told my property management after they come, I am going home, and I'm writing everything in my reports, and I'm not emailing you guys. I'm blocking out. I'm serious. I told her that, and she's like, "Yeah, just go ahead, whatever." I was like, "Okay, thank you." So today was just, for some reason, a little bit crazier than usual, and I got out a little bit later than usual. Usually I'm getting out at about 11 o'clock, or maybe just a little bit after 11, and clocking out a little bit before that time, you know, of 11 o'clock, just like 2 or 3 minutes or 5 minutes before that time to actually like clock out will let me do that, you know. And I usually have clocked out exactly at 11 o'clock. Today I couldn't clock out at that time, so it was like, man, all that crazy stuff to go through to be in that stuck area of that kind of a life for certain people out here in the streets, just acting wild, crazy, whatever they want to do, thinking they can just do whatever in the whole world, and just thinking, okay, it's a free world, I can do whatever I want to. Well, actually, it's not free. The world is not free in a way, seriously. You can't do everything you want to do. Especially if you're doing certain things on certain people's properties. You know? There are so many things that they can do to get in trouble. And that's basically what I gotta stop for the properties I manage and the properties I be working with and all that, and doing protection for and all that, you know. I mean, I don't manage the properties, but I do protection for them, and that's the whole thing. I do protection for these properties, and I have to stop everybody from doing the chaos. And man, it's just crazy. You know, I don't do it on the way to work, you know, because I don't guard those areas or do anything with those areas. But this whole thing of me doing the e-bike adventures is completely just me showing you, you know, what kind of area I lived in my whole life. Practically, is not peaceful. It is not peaceful out here in Orange County. And I don't know why. It's just like everybody wants to be in a gang or some kind of situation to where they want to cause ruckus, paint on the walls, whatever. And I'm just, in a way, really fed up with it in life. That's why I think always my life I wanted to be working along with protection people, or being something within that area, maybe even undercover for police stations, whatever. You know, all my life I wanted to do that. I told my dad at the age of, like, as far as I can remember, I was like maybe a good 5 or 6 years old. If I was never able to make it for my ultimate dream job, this is my second one. I told my dad that. And my whole life I lived a struggle of just trying to get an absolutely great job of where I wanted to be. And I finally, you know, resigned in property protection, and somewhat work to do with other things that go in the area. Whoa. I guess this might have been the area where they had the vehicle accident I was hearing about today. Wow, that's crazy. Pretty nuts. Everything's knocked down, everything right there. So yeah, when I called PD today at my work, they said they were dealing with a couple of vehicle accidents. They couldn't really make it out to Costa Mesa area where I work at. We're doing the property protection. And that's just the crazy stuff I gotta go through sometimes, I guess. You know, I called 7 times, and then they finally showed up and got them all out of there. That's just the craziest thing I have gone through so far in like days. I mean, it was not that bad actually, but having all those people there on the property when everything's actually trying to close up and people are trying to go home and make sure they get home safely, which is, I hope, God, you know, I just hope I get home safely, and I hope I don't get into an accident myself, and I hope I have no tragedies out here in the area and doing what I'm doing for a living. And whichever way I end up going, I hope it's my sleep. I seriously do. I have worked too hard in my life for what I have and what I got in my life for this chaos. Serious. You know, that's my prayer right there for you guys. I mean, seriously, for myself, I've been around too much chaos in my life, and I wish it would just calm down. And I hope every night, you know, I make it home safely. Every day I come to work, I'm hoping I make it to work safely and I have a safe day and nothing happens bad to me. You know, I'm hoping that every single day of my life, and doing my regular job. You know, this is a really hard thing, and me talking to you guys on YouTube, reaching out to you about the situation, it really calms me down to talk over my situations with you guys and God. You know, that's watching my channel out there, and you don't know who I am, and you don't know what kind of lifestyle I lived, and now you guys are actually seeing it. I mean, I told you guys a few years back that I was going to make clips and parts of out here that live in Orange County, but they don't know the series of the 9, what it means. And there is 9 centuries out here of gang members that have been involved in Orange County for over 9 years. And it has been 9 centuries so far that this is happening. Almost going into a good 10 centuries. And it could be even more. Who knows? That's the reason why I say 900 block. In a way. It's because there could be 900 centuries that these people are going to be out here doing their gang related things or whatever. Seriously. And that's just the whole thing. They can be doing a lot of stuff out here for the public alone, these police officers, and they just don't care about certain things. Seriously. I work for a big company and it's all legal, and these people out here think that we should never be on properties. It's like that. It's totally crazy. And there's always crazy stuff happening every single night out here. And every single day. And different parts of Orange County that people don't even realize at all. You mention Orange County to somebody in LA area, they laugh at you. I know this for a fact. They just laugh at you because they think nothing goes on over here, seriously. Okay. Does that explain why all the shootings have gone on in Costa Mesa or around like that? You know, there's a lot of stuff I can tell you guys, but I don't want to go that far into it because then, you know, you'll find out, you know, or maybe, he's like a, you know, blah, 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 snitch or something like that. No, I'm not that way, but there is so many things going on in Orange County. It's just as reckless as LA. To tell you, people that lived in LA for years or whatever, it's just as reckless. Seriously, Orange County is just as reckless as LA. And all the other cities are out there. Practically, maybe around the world, you know, to tell you the truth. I mean, I lived from here all the way up to Chicago, Illinois, all my life. Between here, Chicago, Illinois, and coming back down here at least 4 times. And just because I was born here in Orange County and practically almost raised in Orange County all my life, and seeing so many things happen out here, and just choose to resign in Orange County for the rest of my life, you know, that's just what I try to do, you know. There is no place out there in the whole world that is really super beautiful and quiet that I have been to so far. Satan's got people trapped and cold mines areas to where they feel they can do anything they want. Even though I left my work just a good 40 minutes than usual of leaving, I'm still pretty much upset about that whole situation and trying to make it home. So I've been making this prayer now for years of me getting home safely and things not happening to me, and hoping that I never fall back into my old part where I used to be at, being involved in a lot of drug activity and life of tragedies and going in and out of, jail cells, whatever it is. Oh, crazy. My bike just picked up a rock out of my tire and just kicked it. And that's the craziest thing. I mean, amen to the guy up ahead, and I make this prayer every single day, and I am thankful for him that he actually came in my life not too long ago, and I got baptized at a really good church that I've been going to for years, and I feel a lot safer now. And for those people that are watching out there that know what church I go to and are involved in the same exact church as I am and are watching these videos, now you can see the struggles I've gone through, and now you know, like, somewhat of my life story, seriously, from being homeless and taking my age at 18 years old, running away from my parents, and so far raising myself since a young age, of my dad going to jail and being in different places, and sometimes even leaving me home alone, and me having to go someplace to think I was safe, either in his house that he rented or bought, and stayed there every night. Went to school myself. I got up myself. Went to school myself a whole bunch of times, just so I could get my education and graduate whatever I gotta do. Seriously. And I didn't know if my dad was gonna have time to stay around until I got my whole degree. And there was a possibility that, bless his heart, and pass away. And I do, in a way, still struggle saying I could actually love my dad, which is, I can't really say I do that much. I do love him, but not as much as a tragedy of being taken off at 18 years old and having a friend of mine tell me that my dad was going to kick me out of my house of living with him at the age of 18. When a best friend of mine told me that to my ear, that's when I left. That's when I just went wild. I didn't care about whatever I had on me. I didn't care how much clothes it was. I didn't care if I had a roof on my head or not. At the age of 18, almost turning into 19 years old, I left my dad's house and lived practically anywhere I could. In the street, in a friend's house, or renting a motel. And just doing whatever's to where I can make money and go sleep and have something in my life and figure out things in my life before I said that one prayer to myself. At a very late age before I straightened myself up. And that prayer I said to myself, I want to have things. And look at now myself. I do have things. And as much as I talk about this to everybody on my YouTube and people that know me in my life, it's just like a never-ending struggle that I've gone through. And I can't really say, you know, myself, of raising myself into manhood at the age 18. I can't say I did a bad job on myself, you know, and even for my kids at all. I have nice, good grown-up kids that I took care of that are not even mine. One is, and she lives really far from me, and I try so much to talk to her and get in touch with her ever since I have seen her the last moment that her mom passed away. And every single day that I try to text her or try to say hi to her or something like that, and receive nothing back from my own daughter, except for the last time she said, "Oh yeah, we'll come back down and see you." Okay, so, you know, that happening to me, my daughter saying that to me, makes me believe, okay, yeah, she's going to come back out one day or maybe a few days throughout years to come and see me. And it has been now 5 years since I seen my daughter, my real daughter, and my grandson and her husband. And I really would want to see them again. You know, I do a lot of things in my life for a living, and a lot of people thank me for what I do on the properties that I have garnered throughout my life, and still doing it. Good actually, but I figure for myself that I deserve more than what I have, and I can probably get more than what I have and get my ultimate, you know, dream house, whatever like that. But I can't. Seriously, I can't. I can't have anything I really super want in my whole life. And I don't know if I ever will have any of my ultimate goals accepted in life. Seriously. And I don't know whoever's watching this right here and keeping record of it, besides you guys on YouTube, but this is like my ultimate dream of the life that I want to live ever since I was a young kid. Was working with law enforcement and some kind of work with them, or saving animals for a living, or being my ultimate dream of a music artist, entertainer, management person, all that. And me reaching both of those goals in my life so far, to where I work with different cities